Okay, so this Friday video is a very special one because it is the Friday video spectacular. And what the fuck does spectacular mean? Well, notice that I said spectacular and not spectacular. They're two very different things. And a spectacular is when you have 68 fucking questions to answer in one day. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to answer 68 questions in one Friday video. It'll probably be about a 2, 3 or 4-parter, depending on how long it takes. And it'll probably roughly take about 3 hours to film all this, but you know what? You guys are worth it. Now the big question here is, why the fuck am I doing this? Well, the thing is, next week there isn't going to be a Friday video at all, because it is back to school next week, and there are big exams going on then. So what can you do really? I mean, school's a bitch, isn't it? So, always interfering with things. So this week I'm just going to answer all the questions to make up for no Friday video next week. I mean, this also will mean that the Kingdom Hearts review is going to be a bit delayed as well. But what can you do? I mean, school's a bitch, isn't it? So without further ado, let us start with these 68 fucking questions. Alright, at number 1 I have chosen Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship Tournament 2007. Now the reason I don't have the 2008 one is because today I just spent all my money on Mario Kart Wii, which I will be talking about later on in this Friday video. And that game has definitely the best online DS capability I have seen yet. Very fun to play online, especially if you're a Yu-Gi-Oh! Fan. Don't know how good the 2008 one is, of course, but the 2007 one is very brilliant. And number 2, Mario Kart DS. Again, a very, very, very good game, although not as good as Mario Kart Wii, let me tell you that. And at number 3, I have chosen Pokemon Diamond, which is pretty good online, but I think it's rather pish how you can't search for random opponents and you have to register a friend code just to play someone. But nevertheless, the online is good. I just wish you could search for random opponents is all. And at number 4, Diddy Kong Racing DS. Not as good as the N64 version, but just because it was online, it is fantastic. And finally, at number 5, The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass. The online for this isn't actually that great, but it was either this game or Final Fantasy III. And the online for Final Fantasy III is basically non-existent other than sending messages to your friends, which you can do by email anyway, so I guess you're better off with this one if you're wanting something to do online. Well, the only one I've really beaten out of that list is Final Fantasy III on the DS, the one I was talking about in the last question. And I'm not really that bothered what classes I use in it. I can really do it with any of them, but the last time I completed this game, I did it with a warrior, a knight, a dark knight, and a red mage. Okay, let's start with all the DS ones which you all already knew about. Final Fantasy III, The Legend of Zelda Phantom Hourglass, Diddy Kong Racing DS, Mario Kart DS, Animal Crossing, Worlds, Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship Tournament 2007, and Pokemon Diamond. But of course we knew about them already from the previous questions. Now for some of my online Wii games. Guitar Hero 3, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, although that is barely online at all. Knight's Journey of Dreams, although again it's barely online at all. Still good though. Pokemon Battle Revolution, that's good, and Mario Strikers Charged Football. I think the rest of the online games I have are on the Xbox 360, but there's no point in showing you them since I don't have Xbox Live. So, and I also don't want to get Xbox Live because for the games I have that are online, like Viva Pinata, Dead or Alive 4, and Perfect Dark Zero, I usually don't play them that much offline anyway, so I don't really want to pay to play them online if I don't play them that much offline. And as for the question, do I have any online PS3 games? Nope, because to be fully honest, every single online PS3 game looks shit, to say the least. That's just my truthful thoughts on that, and I couldn't be any more honest than that. But the only online PS3 game that actually looks good is Home, and that is it. So I'll might get that sometime. But apart from that, the rest of the online PS3 games look utter crap. Well, I don't really watch Bleach the anime, but I do play the games, so I'm just going to judge this on my favourite character to play as in the games, and nothing more. So, well, my favourite character, I forgot his fucking name, but it's this guy here, whoever the fuck he is. So you Bleach fans will know him. He's the dragon dude. He unleashes blue dragons out his sword. No idea what he's called, but he's my favourite character to play as in the games. Well, I'm not a very big fan of pirated games. I prefer to get the original copies. But there are some games where you just can't buy them anywhere, and pirating is the only way. Allow me to show you some of these games. I've got a few here on this Game Boy Advance flashcard thingy. Don't know what's on it though. Castlevania Chronicles on the PS1. Allow me to prove that it is in fact a pirated game. There you go. Obviously not the original copy. Clonoa Door to Phantom Isle. Let's just see that as well. Of course it is a pirate. And also two PS2 games here, Katamari Damacy and Psychonauts, also pirates. Well, actually, yes, I do. I honestly think that right now the Wii is the best system, and I'm not going to deny that. I mean, the new control scheme with the Wii remote and the nunchuck and the classic controller and everything you can add onto it was just brilliant. It worked so well, it was completely new and had never been seen before. Whereas the Xbox still uses the controller, so it's kind of like still old stuff. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like the Xbox, it's a brilliant console, but I just prefer the Wii right now because it came into the market with something brand new, and I honestly think the Wii is a lot more fun to play because of all this new stuff which we're seeing. So that is just my personal opinion. I mean, I don't hate the Xbox or anything, it's a great console, I just like the new control scheme. Well, not really that much of a fan, because I thought GoldenEye on the N64 was pretty good, but the rest of them were not so great. They didn't really demonstrate anything new to shooting games. I mean, you could easily just pick up any other shooting game and you'd get exactly the same thing, so GoldenEye on the N64 was probably the only one worthy of saying it was awesome. The rest of them were just kind of mediocre, really, so not really that much of a big fan of the 007 games. Well, there's Resident Evil, and well, yeah, that's probably about the only one I've ever played, really. And even Resident Evil I haven't actually played that much because I don't own any Resident Evils, so yeah, I guess just Resident Evil. Well, let's start off by saying the definition you gave me for that, which was quite interesting. A guitar kawiro is someone who has broken the 1,000,000 point record on Expert in one of the songs. Well, personally, I'm not a guitar kawiro, but I have done a few songs on Expert, which I'm rather chuffed about. Barracuda and When You Were Young. I know they're probably not the hardest songs to play in the game, but yeah, that's pretty much all I can do on Expert, so probably definitely nowhere near a guitar kawiro. Oh no. Oh dear. Did I like Ocarina of Time? You can't be serious. Did I like Ocarina of Time? No, I didn't like Ocarina of Time. I mean, it's only one of the greatest games of all time. So yes, I would definitely recommend that game. Even if you haven't played any of the other ones, because the Zelda series doesn't exactly have a strict storyline. Every game has a different storyline, so you can start off with Twilight Princess and the original 7 Zelda games will make perfect sense, because none of them have the same storyline. What?! Well, I have heard of them, but unfortunately I've never ever played them. For various reasons. If you've been paying attention to the Friday videos, you'll all know that I never had an SNES, so there's Chrono Trigger down the drain, and of course Chrono Cross on the PS1 was never released in anywhere in Europe, so that's another one that I cannot get. So I haven't really had access to play these games. So I'm on the verge of actually downloading them off the internet or getting an import or something now, because I have heard that they're probably one of the best game series of all time, so I have to find a way to play them somehow.